Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. We are final year student, Bachelor of Science Statistics, Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Science. Presenting our final year project entitled Control Chart of Air Quality Index for Children aged below 10. This project presented by Mimi Amalia, Zakirah Syuhada and Sabrina under supervision by Puan Norianti binti Nasir. Air Pollution Index, or API, is a scale to measure the severity of air pollution. It is in range between 0 to 500. The greater the number of API represent the more dangerous of air quality to human health. Recently, it is becoming a concerning issue in Malaysia as the values of API at most of the states have exceeded beyond the level which is 100 to 300 such as Negeri Sembilan, Selangor, Sabah and Sarawak. Past research only focused on the cause and effects by air pollution using several methods such as empirical study, cohort study and descriptive statistics. In Malaysia, API is prepared by Ministry of Health as it provides general statistics regarding the air. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, the unhealthy state of API value for children is between 151 and 200. Thus, children face higher risk on undergoing health problems as they are exposed to hazardous air pollution. As the benchmark is quite uncertain, this study aims to establish a quality control chart of API for children aged below 10 years old. Reuters reported that on September 2019, Malaysia faced several haze that was caused by the open burning in Indonesia. Based on the STAR, schools should be closed for children once the API reaches 200. However, based on the Environment Protection Agency, the limit of API for children is set at 150, which should be already considered unhealthy for them. Birth in 2015 has stated that the child's brain development becomes rapid when they are approximately in the age of 8 years old. Next, New Straits Times in 2019 reported that air in parts of country was heavily polluted, which is in the range of 300 and above. As the problem keeps arising every year, this study aims to establish an appropriate quality control chart of API for children within the range age below than 10 years old.
Okay, now we move to the important part. There is two objectives in the research. The first one is to establish the quality control chart of air pollution index, primarily for children aged below than 10 years old. The second objective is to validate the capability of control limits based on the Process Capability Index or CPK approach. Next is the scope and limitation of the study. This research focused on the air quality suitable for children aged below 10 years old that stayed in Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. We decided to use secondary data from APIMS, which is Air Pollution Index, for three locations, which is Johan City in Selangor, Port Dickson and Nilai in Negeri Sembilan. The data of API used in this study was on the month September 2019, since Malaysia experienced critical API reading on this month. The limitation of the study is the data need not available online on website of APIM, so we need to go through some procedure to get the data directly from them. Besides, this research only focused on critical time during haze. On a regular basis, many other toxic gas released on the air was not regularly monitored and adequately researched. These pollutants are potentially more harmful to children. Next is significance of the study. Perhaps with the establishment of the quality control chart for API, the responsible organization and parents will be able to make immediate action once API reach the limit of the chart. The study also aims to contribute to the body of knowledge as there are still lack of research done in this topic. Lastly, the purpose of the study is to encourage professionals to develop more appropriate quality control charts for general age and those with health problems. In short, this research intends to recommend that the current standard for air quality in Malaysia should be lowered to ensure children's health. Next is literature review. So, This is the highlight of our study where we want to focus why we choose children aged below than 10. Best 2015 mentioned that the brain development of children is rapid on 8 years old and greatly affected by environmental factors. Children consume 20 to 50% more air than adults, so the air pollution can harm them by destroying the most vulnerable cell, which is lung cell. Plus, the Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) has stated through now about the level of API for children between 7 to 10. The harmful state is said to be the API reading between 150 to 200, which is set as benchmark of unhealthy in this study. Lastly, the reason we do control chart is because Magnus 2011 state that the control chart necessary to control the process variation that can happen so that the variation does not occur again.
From the chapter methodology, I'll show you the flowchart that we're using to conduct the project. The first objective is to establish a quality control chart of evolution index, primarily for children below the age of 10 years old. We are using the control chart of XY chart and ECS chart. The reason is because our data is considered as a measurement data. Second objective is to validate the process capability control limit based on CPK approach. This is a Syuhada diagram which shows the cause and effect of high evolution index. The first is a method where the toxic effluents is emitted by the factories, vehicles, open burning, and also construction sites. The second one from the management of insufficient monitoring system and no suitable measurement of RTI. High evolution index also caused by the deforestation and also lack of protection from a human being. The environment also contributes to the high evolution index by the wildfires, climate change, and global warming. And the last one is machines that operate the mining operations, agricultural activities, and fossil fuel emissions. Before we start to analyze the data of evolution index, we run a normality test to make sure the control chart is suitable to be applied. As you can see from the results, all of the data from 47 Nilai and Zakirah fall approximately on 45-degree line, which indicates the data are normally distributed. After analyzing the data of evolution index, this is the result of control charts of each location. As you can see here, we have S chart of evolution index in Pakistan, Nilai, and Zakirah, while the second line is exposure of evolution index in Pakistan, Nilai, and Zakirah. Each of the chart consists of upper and lower control limit, and the middle line is called control limit. All of the chart we consider out of control conditions once the points exceed the upper or lower control limit. In this table, it has summarized all of the result of analyzation of API in Pakistan, Nilai, and Zakirah. The result came from the calculation of the value of expired and test control chart, the process capability analysis, the average run length, the fraction non-conforming. The expression here is also the value of control limit in XY chart, while the standard deviation is also called the control limit in S chart. The out of control condition happen once the points exceed the upper control limit and lower control limit for both S chart and XY chart. The value of specification limit is calculated to be applied on the capability analysis. All of the values for the process capability and process capability index are equal to 1 for all locations in the sample. The value of CP and CPK are equal, indicating the control chart is capable to monitor the process of API. It's indicating the process of the API is centered, as the mean remain unchanged for all locations. Next, for the value of average run length of API for 3 locations shown to be the same, which are 0.0027. The values define that the average days for the process of API predicted to be either out of control or not is within a day. Lastly, the fraction non-conforming values concluded that approximately 100% of the evolution in, for extent, Nilai and Zakirah unable to meet the specification. I'll summarize all of the results obtained in this project through the explanation of the result. First one is the data of API for each location are normally distributed. Secondly, all the locations chosen as the sample for the study shown the control charts obtained are out of control due to the significant change of air pollution index in September 2019, since the points exceed the upper and lower control limit in both X bar and X chart. The ensemble increase of the API in the three locations are highly caused by the heat space in Malaysia. The result of the process capability analysis approach applied on the control charts are indicating the control charts obtained have a great capability to monitor the process of the API in all locations. This is because the value of the process capability and the process capability index are equal to 1, which indicating the good capability. For extra knowledge, I'll show you the difference between SR in September 2019 versus the SR in August 2019 for both months in products in Malaysia. As we all know, in September 2019, there is a heavy heat happening in Malaysia due to the open burning. This results in out-of-control condition in SR due to the unstable increase of API. Well, we can see here in August, the SR is in control because the API is in normal range.
As a conclusion, the general guideline of air pollution index in Malaysia is less suitable for children and for those in the sensitive group, as it is set on the standard normal health of human beings. The control chart of API obtained are out of control due to the heavy haze, causing the index of air pollution increase. All control charts have high capability to monitor the process of API proven by process capability analysis approach. The control chart obtained can be useful by the responsible party and body of knowledge in order to make an immediate action on protecting the health of children aged below 10 years old from being exposed to the severely polluted air. However, as the guideline of API scale used from Environmental Protection Agency is origin in United States America, it has a drawback to be used in Malaysia. Although many other countries use the exact guideline from EPA, this study is unable to verify the suitability of the scale towards Malaysia, as it might vary due to the seasonal change or other reasons. Plus, the data of API collected only focus within a month with very critical index of air pollution. The result of analyzation will be different if it is applied on the observation with normal index. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.